Good morning, everyone. Kate Boer and Fiona Pearman joining you for this week's Facebook Live, where we're continuing our conversation around fear. But today we want to dig into some of the sources of that fear, what goes on for us. And the more that we have worked with clients over the years around this, we've noticed a couple of trends. And that really is around our beliefs, our expectations that effectively are setting ourselves up and concerning us. And often these expectations are the ones that we hold for ourselves, our expectation to, kick something out of the park, to get it perfect, to get the right answer, or it's expectations that we think others hold for us, their expectations of us getting it right, being successful, nailing it. And so it's these opportunities to look at these expectations, how they are conscious or unconscious, more than likely, how they're playing out for us, and then the opportunity to really shine a light on them and recalibrate them.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, really, because often, as we were growing up, as we started our careers, we were rewarded for doing things well, for being a good girl, potentially for being quiet, for not making a fuss, for not causing controversy, all of those things. And often when we're rewarded and people recognize us for things, we make a meaning that, that's the way to behave. That's the right thing to do. And so we have these, and they may be unconscious rules about what we can do and what we can't do in certain situations. And we often call this the good girl phenomena, that we really believe and we're trying to do the right thing. However, over time, it's useful to start to question, when is this actually serving me? When is this useful? Maybe there are situations where we do need to be circumspect and we do need to be cautious. However, there are lots of times as we get further into our career where it's really important to be willing to break some of those old rules, to be willing to be the person who speaks up, who offers another opinion, who's willing to challenge something that everyone else thinks is the norm and is defaulting to. So the opportunity here is to start to question some of those old rules and start to look for places where we could potentially challenge or break them and do things differently.
Yeah, I think I often use the analogy of an operating system, this old operating system, the beliefs, the rules, the expectations on ourselves, expectations we hold that others hold for us. They have served us. They have certainly served us in the past. For many of us, that's been our formula for success. And so this isn't about throwing that out, but it is around looking at how you're applying that operating system to the human you are now, who is probably far more resourced than you were years ago, or certainly decades ago, but also the environment that you're operating in, and really starting to slow things down a little bit, challenge the status quo, check in where some of those old default behaviors and thinking are playing out, and really just start to challenge things a little bit. How could this be different? Does this still hold? Is this still valuable in terms of a rule, a habit, an expectation? How is this serving me? How is this serving the system?
Yeah, I think this willingness to start to get self-aware, what is it that's going on? How might I approach this differently? How might I question myself? How might I question other people's assumptions? That questioning will start to bring up some of the old operating system models, some of the ways we've been doing things, and it gives us the space and the freedom to think about doing something differently. And as we do that, as we're willing to step into that space, that's where we can take those small acts of confidence. We're always going to encourage you to start small. Where's somewhere that I could do something a bit different? Yes, it might feel a bit uncomfortable. It might feel as though I'm breaking an old rule, and I'm willing to give that a go because I know that that's in service of where I am now and what my role is and what I'm here to contribute and what I'm here to do as part of this ecosystem, as part of this group.
Remember, the act of confidence comes before the feeling of confidence. So yes, it will feel a little bit uncomfortable at first. But as we take action, we get more information that will really reinforce the operating model and reestablishing the operating model for who you are today and the world that you're operating in as well. So that's it from us. If you've enjoyed today's Core Confidence conversation, we'd love for you to share a comment below or share it with your network, particularly if you know someone who would benefit from these conversations. If you would like, we'd love for you to follow us over on Facebook. We have lots of videos there. You can check out heaps of resources. And of course, you'll be notified when we go live for videos just like these. And of course, when you're ready to go deeper with your relationship with Core Confidence, visit our website, coreconfidence.com.au.